Every Friday, people across the country put on red for one reason: to honor the women and men who left the comfort of home so we can live freely. These shirts are not about politics. They are not about a war. They are not about religion. They are about gratitude. They are about respect. They are about remembering everyone deployed. When you purchase one, you help us launch the Come Together Compass, a program built to guide families and heroes to the support that they need. Wear your pride, wear your gratitude, support Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed.
Hey friends, I've been thinking, we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Hello world, my name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has Z potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present. And I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night, stepping out of her fear. Bring me home, out of love.
God, I get so excited every time I hear that song. I love that guy. If you're in northern Colorado, you're in Wyoming, southern Colorado, Kansas, somewhere, give me a call. Find out about hiring Theron to come and play your event. And Just a special message to all of my friends. Um, we lost another one of our really, really good friends this last week. Uh, as we get a little bit older, we understand that that's part of life. People don't live forever, obviously. But in this group of people, you know, that were around for me right after my motorcycle accident, we've lost quite a few people, and you know in a recent amount of time, and it's really sad. And I do want to tell people, you know what? That's one of the reasons why it's so important that we keep up with each other. We keep reaching out to each other because we never know when it's going to end. And I'm not talking about making an end of life decision or anything like that. I'm just talking about you don't know when your ticket's going to get punched. Okay, to put it quite frankly, you don't know. You don't know. We all know our birth date. None of us know our death date. That's just the way it is. So we need to make sure that we try to continue to keep talking to everybody. I want to get to our guest tonight because she's the reason why you are all here. It's not to hear me talk, but there are a couple things that I need to let you know. You guys just saw one spot about Red Friday. We are making a huge push on Red Friday right now. And again, regardless or not, if you want to call this a war, if you don't want to call this a war, I don't give a damn. I really don't care. None of that matters to me, and I wish my camera would stay in focus. I'm really sorry about that. I think it's because my screen is so damn bright, but I don't care, because the thing is, we've lost young men and women already in this, whatever the hell you want to call it. We have over 150 people who have been injured. These are people who signed a piece of paper, who signed a pledge, and have stepped away from their families to go and fight for the way of life that America gives us. Okay? I don't care if you support the government. Because it's not about a political party. I don't care if you support the war, because, look, I don't like this war. I don't like what we're doing right now. I don't agree with it. But that doesn't matter. I still love and support the kids that are over there right now. This isn't about religion. It's about none of that. This is about the boys and girls that have signed that piece of paper. Less than 1% of them do that. And they're over there right now. And at Community Pay It Forward, we have designed a new shirt. Okay, there's two designs. You got a choice of two shirts, but you've got this one, this is what I lovingly call the Adrienne design. This is the one that she likes. So obviously there's no background on it, but this is the Adrienne design. Like I said, this is the one that she prefers. And then option number 2, this is the Zach design, probably because it's on black, to be honest with you. So that's what I like. But again, there is no back on the design. But these are the fronts of the shirts. And you can customize your shirt. So just to let you know that. And then this is the design that we came up with for the back of the shirt, okay? And it does read, I do not wear this shirt to support a political party. I do not wear this shirt to support any war. I do not wear this shirt to promote a religion. I do not wear this shirt because it's trendy or to upset anyone. I wear this shirt for one reason, to honor every woman and man who has ever given up the comfort of home and been deployed so that I can continue to live freely and show my support in the way I choose. And we're just asking people to support Red Friday because, folks, these people, they did sign that pledge. They did say, you know what? I will give up a little bit of my freedom to go across the sea, to be away from my family. I don't care if they're still in the United States, just in a different state. None of that matters to me. it what matters is they're away from their family. So, we just want to make sure that you're doing that. One last thing, you'll see a QR code up in the corner. We're asking for people to donate to help us raise money. The shirts are there to help us raise money for the Come Together Compass. Well, we've also got this wonderful blanket that was donated. Sorry. Why are you doing that, you stupid machine? Okay, this blanket was donated by Dignified Dementia. And it's a wonderful knitted blanket. If you can see, it's almost like an Afghan, but it's got a warm, like almost furry type center in it, and it's just so soft on the inside. And I keep telling people that, you know what, I would show people how soft it is. The only problem is that if I do that, I'm going to fall asleep, and then I'm not going to give the blanket away. So, but here's the way this is going to go. Every dollar you donate by using the QR code up in the corner here, you get a space on the wheel of giving. And once we reach $150 worth of donations, we've got some gifts that we're going to be giving away, and that blanket is one of the things. So if you donate $5, you get 5 chances to win. $10, 10 chances to win, so on and so forth. So this is all to go and launch the Come Together Compass. Folks, the Come Together Compass is coming along. It's coming along. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. It's coming along wonderfully. The kids are working their butts off, and they're doing a great job. I get to meet with them again tomorrow. I'm excited about that, but they're doing a great job to do that. And so now, you see my lovely bride here. It's time to bring on the woman of the hour, the wonderful Miss Lynn Sabulski. How you doing, Lynn?
So far, so good. How are you doing this evening?
I'd be doing better if I could figure out how to work this computer type thing today. But yeah, it's going pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
I am doing well. I am especially excited to be here tonight because we have some really intense cosmic energy at the moment. So I'm eager to see how all of that plays out.
Well, before we get any questions in, I would like to hear from both of you. What is this retrograde that's going on? What is the meaning? That was a scary laugh. I'm sorry. That's kind of a scary laugh. So, but what is the meaning of this retrograde? I know that we're coming to an end of it. You just brought that up, but can you explain a little bit about what it is?
If you know, you know.
Yeah, now I don't know, and it scares the hell out of me.
It should.
Explain it in a way it'll stick.
Yeah, I doubt it, but
So, to the naked eye, around 4 times a year, the planet Mercury appears to be moving backwards in the sky. And it's because all the planets are spinning around and going in their circles and moving in their ways. But to the ancient people, all they saw was this planet moving backward. And so Mercury was associated with trickster energy. In modern times, it's associated with communication, technology, travel. And so what happens, or what has been observed to happen during the periods of Mercury retrograde, is that we kind of have glitches in communication. Like, oops, I pressed, I accidentally sent that email to everybody instead of the one person I meant to reply to. Or I got a flat tire, or the light bulb in my bedroom burned out, or, my shoe sole broke off, or something like that. So we tend to see more things like that. It tends to affect devices. So your cell phones and your computers and things like that are especially sensitive. Another thing we see during retrogrades, Mercury retrogrades, are communications from people that are part of our past, that ex from high school, or that friend of a friend you haven't seen in a while, or that person who shows up on Facebook and you go, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about this person in 17 years. So that tends to happen during Mercury retrogrades. And also the returns of situations that it's time to kind of like wrap up and close and move on. So that happens 4 times a year. This first one typically happens around February or March, so right around the time that we're especially feeling winter doldrums, we usually get hit with also this Mercury retrograde. Um, and so those of us who see and feel those patterns in our lifetime, we watch the Mercury retrograde. We try not to um, do new things on the retrograde. Supposedly, it's bad luck if you like start something during the retrograde. But if you're like taking a next step from something that's already been started, that's supposedly fine. So, all sorts of twists and nuances, but basically, it's a period of time where things can get glitchy, for good or bad, and to pay attention and expect the unexpected. And, when things show up, look at them in terms of how can I close this out and move on.
Did you want to add anything to that, or?
No, apparently my low level explanation didn't stick. Did this one?
Yeah, well, kind of. Did this have anything to do with? Obviously, this has a lot to do with the solstice and the same, like, I don't want to say pagan rituals because it's not really paganistic rituals, but does this have to do with pre Christianity and just the way that we used to look at things like that? Obviously, it has to do with the moon cycles and everything. So, is this something that they used to use as ways to farm? Was there something that had to do with the farming patterns and stuff like that?
I mean, all of these things developed together. There was a time where astrology was not a woo woo thing. It was like woven in with, astrology, astronomy, any of the hard sciences. They were kind of, held together and used for everything from farming to, preparing for different, seasonal changes and celebrating holidays. So yeah, Mercury is part of that, and it's interesting to see different cultures have had different gods associated with Mercury, and they kind of come to similar conclusions. There's a trickster energy. That piece over here, that object, that's communication. The same way they looked at Venus and said, well, that, has to do with beauty and it has to do with health and money and love. And the same way they looked at Saturn and said, well, that one has to do with limitations. I mean, when there was no TV and no nothing, and all anyone had was like looking up at the sky, and it was so clear to see, those patterns were just much bigger parts of people's lives, and they were encouraged because we hadn't yet moved into a place where religion wanted to control the masses and say, oh, that star you were looking at to do your farming by, don't look at that anymore, it's evil, you have to ask this other person instead. Well, we don't do it that way, we do it this way. And so it's, we have these natural cycles and we don't have a full understanding of them. I mean,
Yeah.
we see different ways where, Jupiter and Saturn, they're the strength of their gravitational field prevents things from hitting the Earth. Well, what other impacts do those planets have?
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering because I know Mercury was a Greek god, and you said trickster, and that obviously led me to Loki,
Yep.
which you're talking about two different, two completely different belief systems there. But yeah, there's always a trickster in religions. So, but we're asking people now, let your fingers do the typing. If you have any questions for Lynn, let's go on ahead and let's get them in the chat. and Lynn can answer them up. Lynn, I'm going to throw a question out at you.
All right.
And what do you see? How long am I going to have to deal with this goofy neck situation?
All right.
And I was being very generous when I said goofy neck situation because I wanted to say much
I,
more.
I, I knew it was a PG situation.
Yeah, I was looking at rated words there for a second, you know.
Family, family, family. Let's see.
Yeah.
So I will say this. We've selected an interesting night for me to read your cards, because the deck that I chose for tonight is called the Cosma Visions Oracle, and it's a tarot-based deck, but it has like a past life flavor to it. And because we're at this moment where we have, I told you I was going to get into the astrology, why tonight is special. So I'm in the Eastern time zone. It's like 8 something at somewhere around 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So like 30 minutes or so after our show ends, the moon will be a new moon in Pisces. So it's when like the sun and the moon and the earth are all lined up. So we can't see it, but the moon being at that anaretic degree of Pisces. Pisces is the old soul. Pisces has been around the whole zodiac. It's carrying a little piece of everybody. Pisces is wisdom and, you know, all the things it's learned over many lifetimes. And Pisces is a lot of feelings that comes with that. And so whenever we have some kind of heavy Pisces transit, we're feeling it. And this particular one is like the culmination of a bunch of other planets that were hanging out in Pisces for a while. And now this moon is kind of saying, hey, all of that, you know, profound and emotional laden stuff, we're closing the cycle now. And then starting on Saturday when we move into Aries season, it's like we start anew. So this moment especially is, hey, what are we closing out and what are we beginning? And the first card that I pulled for you, Zach, is the Orbs, which specifically talks about people who have passed on, your loved ones who are in spirit, who are around you and saying hello and saying, hey, you know, we check in, we see you, we hear you, we're connected. So that's the one that jumped out. We are also pulling a reversed spirit plane. Basically, what this card means, reversed, is you are in the right place at the right time. There's nothing that you did or said wrong that got you into your present situation, because I know you asked about your deck. There's nothing that you are missing in terms of something that you're supposed to be doing, but you're not. This card is saying, you know, it's reversed because it's saying this is not an issue for you. You're exactly where you're meant to be. You're doing all the things that you need to be doing. And, you know, the orbs are cheering and saying, thumbs up, Zach. Excellent job. So, getting back to the specifics, we are pulling a reversed 9 of lotuses or a reversed 9 of cups. And so what this is saying is that you can enter a place where there is a lot less drugs and or, like, you know, things that you would need to take for pain, for inflammation, things like that. This 9 of lotuses overturned is saying we are finished with a time where that was perhaps in excess. We are also pulling a reversed unknown card. So this is saying, hey, there are some questions and some areas where we didn't have answers before, and now we're going to have answers. I strongly feel that this card is connected to some sort of second opinion. And there's a 3 months coming out, meaning like if you get that second opinion, it might be from now, say 3 months before you get to see that person. And from that point forward, you are pulling a reversed Five of Embers, a reversed conflict card. What this reading is implying is that whoever this person is that you would speak to about a second opinion, they would fill in some blanks, and then you have some other specialists here who maybe have been giving conflicting advice or lack of advice because they don't really know what they're doing. And once you see this other person, you're going to have answers, and now everybody can get on the same page instead of trying to like direct things from their own silo. So it's not giving me like an exact, here is the date that everything will be amazing, but it is saying you're on your way to fewer drugs and medication management, definitely seeing some kind of second opinion, and then getting your team on the same page. And the fact that you have this, spirit support that's just jumped out immediately says you're not alone on your journey.
Well, that would most definitely be nice, because I've admitted many, many times that I do have a struggle with dependency on pain pills. But when you've been in as much pain as I've been for as many years as I've been, and that of course makes it even worse because you built up a resistance to them. I did want to make one comment. Your 9 of Lotus cards, the way that you pulled that up, you know what I see when you pull up that card?
Tell me.
My MRI. That looks like an MRI of my neck. Do you see how it kind of goes around the back of the neck?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's exactly what I saw when I looked at that. I was like going, oh, that kind that gave me a tingling in my fingers. I'll be honest with you. I was a little freaked out when I saw that. So
this is why tarot is so amazing, because it's not just, what the meaning of the cards are or who's translating, but that artwork too, and what jumps out at people can really be amazing and significant. So
did you have any questions with her reading? Was there anything in there that you heard that you would like to comment on?
No, I think the specialist you're going to need to see is probably, well, not need to see, but the one that's going to do the burning, the nerve burning. And then the other one, the second opinion, they're probably going to have to send you to a doctor that can wean you off the drugs and give you something to help wean you off the drugs.
Yep. And that's going to be, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'll tell you, I am really looking forward to a day when I don't need them anymore. And it's actually kind of funny. It was originally a doctor that was the one who was supposed to manage my pain medication, who found out that I was having, who found the reason for my neck problems. He was the one who found out that my neck was bent backwards in the accident and there were breaks in the in my neck. He was the one who found it. So, leave it to the guy who's supposed to keep me stoned and shut up. He's the one who found me. So,
and not for nothing, Pisces as a zodiac sign is also associated with anything that is drugs or an altered state of consciousness. So for us to be in this Pisces moment and clearing away the last of that Pisces cycle, the astrology also supports this is something that's coming off your plate.
All right. Well, Pisces, get the hell out of here. So, our great friend and brand new giving partner, Aviva, has checked in. Will my most recent ex ever have insight about the cause and effect of our ending?
Is it a male? The answer is probably not.
Hey, you don't have cards.
I don't need cards for that.
And then just to let everybody know, Aviva is going to be joining us in a podcast show coming up next week. We're going to get together. We're going to record a couple of episodes either tomorrow or Friday. And then Aviva is going to be starting next week at this time slot on Wednesday. And Aviva is going to be teaching us about tapping and some other wonderful things to heal and just learn more about ourselves, and I'm really excited about that. So I know you are a huge um, uh, friend and fan of what Aviva does.
I am
So
a huge friend and fan of Aviva in general, and also of what she does. Tapping is amazing. Tapping is just, it's like your body has magic buttons that you can just press or tap and get rid of stress, and I am fascinated to no end by it. Yes, she is, Terry. Aviva's awesome. Aviva, to your question, I don't know if you saw earlier, I said that I was pulling out my past life themed deck for this evening. And like clockwork, the first card that pulled out for this reading was the past lives card. And so as it relates to your most recent ex, this card is acknowledging, hey, you guys came together for a reason. If you believe in things like soul contracts, that was a soul contract. We just talked about Pisces and the end of cycles. And so, any soul contracts that were kind of outstanding and have lost their needfulness, they're coming to an end. Is this person going to, acknowledge the things that they needed to acknowledge? I will say the long and the short of this reading is no. I think this person is going to kind of keep moving forward with the ignorance and the non-level of appreciation that they have. The card that I'm pulling to represent them is the peacock, and so this is showing me someone who has a very high opinion of themselves. High opinion to the point of, potentially slightly delusional, but this is somebody who has, the peacock is covered in eyes, and this person is like kind of covered in eyes that are only for themselves in that way. You are being represented by the crow. You are the thing that they didn't necessarily see coming. The crow can navigate the darkness, merges with the darkness and with the unseen. And so this is you with your very special talents of just delving deeply into the psyche and darker issues associated with a person. So the reading is acknowledging that. Here's what it is saying this person is unable to do. We have a reversed five of lotuses or cups. That means that this person is incapable of sorting out for themselves. These are good things that happen to me. These are bad things that happen to me. Well, overall, things were good, and so good. This person kind of focuses on the negative and can't get themselves out of that cycle. They don't have the capacity to put things in proportion. And so, you may both agree on the same series of events, but there are aspects that this person just blows out of proportion because that's who they are. So that part doesn't change. We are also seeing a reversed 8 of trees or rods. Trees in this deck represent growth. And so the 8 is like a high number. So it's saying, hey, this person did a significant amount of growing from this contribution that you made. But at this point, they've kind of reached the maximum of the growth they can do, or at the very least, the growth that they can do with you. So again, in general, and then this last card that came up was the sleeping ships, which means this is the type of person who can let an opportunity or a situation completely pass them by and like not notice at all. Even if it's some other gigantic ship, they just kind of pass in the night. And so it's saying that even if you had like an outsized, ginormous impact on this person's life, they're the type of person who can like pass right by and not see it for what it is. but the reading is at least saying 2 thumbs up. So it's just this person, you can only put in so much.
Well, I know that the one thing that reading most definitely did is it definitely agreed with Adrienne, and that just scares me because now she knows she's right. So, and
I've always known that. It's a man. Come on.
so I do like Aviva's reaction to the, it's a good thing that her volume was down. That was really funny. I like that. So, um, but yeah, we've got a great friend who's going to be in town tomorrow, right?
Friday night. Tomorrow's
Oh,
Thursday.
okay. Tomorrow is Thursday. Yeah. So, but Jeremy's coming out our way. The founder, you've met him before. Yeah, the founder of Things Networks. So he's coming out our direction. He's going to be staying the night here. Um, yeah, I do too. But usually that's the skull. It's the dent in their skull. That's about as deep as they get sometimes. So, but yeah. So we're going to. We're going to be doing some stuff, and I know that we get to work with one of our favorite nonprofits here in town, and he's going to do something to honor somebody close to him, and we're really looking forward to that. So, but so Terry, you're with us. Do you have any questions, honey? Do you have any questions?
No, not right now.
No.
No, okay. I don't know her or her situation. I was just making a smart ass comment.
No, but if you have anything that you want to be read on, or
No, but I do want to put input in. I
Yeah.
did get that job,
Excellent. Wonderful. Congratulations.
and it's a definitely a learning experience. Yeah, it's. I feel like I just started at that place.
yeah, and you've been there for 3 years now, haven't you?
This is year 4.
Oh, year 4. Okay.
December will be 5.
So,
It
yeah,
would be interesting, Adrian, to see what year you're in, like numerology.
Yeah.
I forget how they do that, but like numerology.com. But I mean, it's something like you're adding, the letters of your name or something like that, and then it gives you whatever personal year you're in.
I'm wondering, when you reconnected with me, when you searched me out on Facebook, was that, and she was stalking. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, that's
Don't call it stalking.
Yeah, no, but was that
actually I was
in one of
stalking
the?
your brother.
Oh,
Number
that's
one.
just wrong. But
No.
was that during a retrograde?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
remember?
I don't, but it was summer. I do know that it was summer, but our high school class came up, and so I started searching names, and his didn't come up, or no, his did, and I found you on his page, and I wasn't going to talk to him, so I had no need to talk to him. I just wanted to see what he looked like now.
Hey, you know what? That's actually I'm really glad that we brought him up. A lot of you guys met Landon on the mission for Healthy Heroes. Landon is starting his second year as a firefighter. He's been deployed out to some of the fires we have here in Colorado. So please, 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 everyone, he's my nephew. Please make sure that you keep everyone in your hearts. There's a lot of the world that's already on fire again. So if you go camping, if you're out there, come on, let's stop being so careless. I mean, yeah, fires are good every once in a while, but we need to take care of our world a little bit better, I think. So, but I know Landon is now in our state, and it's kind of funny. We told him, well, we wanted to see you again, but not like this. So I know he's excited to get out there. He's still so young and still so energetic, but boy, it scares me, knowing that being as close as we've been to forest fires before. So, but
So let's do one. that's a little more, I don't want to get too specific with it, but we'll let the cards read it, because we have one of the elders that is going through some health issues, and he's one of those that doesn't want to go to the hospital. And just kind of need direction on what to do with him.
And apparently opening the door on the highway and kicking him out is not a good option.
It's not a legal option, probably.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
Well, we just
Neighbors
have
talk.
hog time. I don't know.
Maybe we need to go up and turn on the YouTube up on the TV up there so we can watch this. Well, let's wait to see what the reading is first. I mean, because if she's going to tell us, just leave him alone.
If he knows I'm gonna hog tie him, he's gonna be running anyway. So we probably shouldn't let him know that. I think he might still be a lot stronger than me at this point.
Okay. So I have 6 cards that decided to come out and play. So we have a reverse 7 of trees. We know this trees theme talks about growth. This being reversed is saying that there is some sort of progression that is now going to either stop or slow down, whereas before it may have felt kind of accelerated. So in terms of like how much more is this situation to manage, this card is saying this is kind of the limit of what there needs to be in terms of management. We pulled again this Sleeping Ships card, which is more saying from this elderly person's perspective, they are not in a place where they're able to recognize like when there is something wrong, when they need help. They just, and it's not like a lack of intuition. I think this is more like a lack of being able to interpret their own body signals. And then like because they can't sense something in themselves, it's hard for them to trust other people. So that's why they're digging their feet in, because they just kind of feel like there's nothing solid at all when somebody says, oh, you need help or you need this. They don't have any self-referential thing to tie that to. We're pulling a 5 of Embers reverse, so this is the reverse conflict card. It's saying don't fight with them. There's not like, a case you're going to make that's going to really, change that. The approach that you want to use, we are pulling the Mender card. And so this is kind of saying, what can I fix for you? What isn't working for you? Basically, any way that you can avoid the word help and the warm, fuzzy feelings that you feel and want to convey, and switch it to like a more logical, what's not working, what could be improved, what are the goals. If you can get them into that mindset, then it feels like less of a threat. Here is a warning that is coming up in the deck. We're pulling the Wanderer card. This person at some point may have a tendency to wander, and I know y'all are networked in with some people that you can talk to about that, but that is an issue that can potentially come up for this person. And also, we're pulling the Infinite Paths card reversed. The vibe that I'm getting from this card is anything where this person would be like driving or, pushing carts, anything where they're kind of navigating something. If that's not already off the table, maybe start looking at that a little bit more closely, because it's saying that this person isn't going to be able to be autonomous forever in the way that some people are, and so there are going to be some plans that need to be made for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was scary right on. A lot of it was very scary right on. So we've actually been trying to um, back out a little bit on him driving because you know it's an unfortunate thing, but that has become a little problematic. So it's something that we've really got to work on. But so were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. But Aviva, you are working on. Let's talk about your other thing that you do there in New York. You can officiate weddings. What can people what can people expect when they hire you to come and do a wedding?
I love this question. And so the first thing I will say is that weddings have come a long way, from ceremonies that were like very kind of traditional and cookie cutter. This is just one more way that people are trying to like do their own thing and make it personal and make it resonate with, their collective family and friends. For me, a couple's tarot reading, as silly as that sounds, makes a lot of sense. There are so many times where people kind of think they maybe want to, continue a relationship and they say, can I get it? Can we do a couple's reading or can you do a reading about them? I think in the context of people who are in a relationship, who are having some of those, hey, do we want to commit to this and move it forward or not? Something like a couple's tarot reading can really speak to who they were when they got together, who they've become, what the issues are going to be moving forward. And I personally feel that for some couples, that does spark some conversations that clarifies whether they should be moving forward or not. And so my business model is if I've done a couple reading for you, that's kind of included in the package. And so people can get that reading and then decide based on that reading, oh, geez, some stuff came up. Maybe we need to think about this a little more. So, that's kind of what starts things. And then in terms of creating vows, you know, personalizing that experience, helping people, write something or think of something that is significant. And sometimes what comes up in that reading can also be, speak to how that relationship developed and how people see it. So, and weddings and officiating weddings, as you know, can be anything from a long drawn out, 2-day party that someone wants to do to, hey, we got a couple friends, we're all gonna, have some pizza. Can you come on over to our living room and, in 10 minutes sign some paperwork and we'll have a couple beers and celebrate that way. So it's whatever is meaningful to people.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny when I officiated our daughter's wedding. His dad walked up to me and kind of said, he asked how long the wedding was going to be, the ceremony was going to be, and I said, oh, it's not going to be very long at all. And he goes, there's no way you're going to be faster than this other wedding I was at. And he was explaining this other wedding, and I'm like going, okay, whatever. He came up to me afterwards and he goes, I cannot believe that you beat that other wedding. This was so quick, but it was beautiful. It was done beautifully. And I got a lot of compliments on it. And it is really kind of just a vibe thing. You get with the people and, there's times the weddings are just, I think they're more of a pain in the butt than they are charming at times. If you, what's the old saying? The only thing worse than a Catholic wedding is a Catholic funeral.
Or the other way around.
Yeah, but those are awful. Um,
That's true.
yeah, and yeah, yeah. I know Joel and I often talk about what you were just saying, that having something, and this is a great point on having a couple's reading, because maybe you're in a relationship where something's just not right, and maybe you're just afraid to move on, or you're looking for an excuse to move on. This would be one example of something that can help you, answer that. Because look, let's be honest, when you go to couples therapy, you pretty much know what you're going there for. Nobody walks into couples therapy not knowing what the problem is. You know what the problem is. You're just almost looking for somebody to tell you, yeah, you're right, which is weird, I think, but it's true. And Joel and I often talk about, you can go into, there's three types of people. There's those who just want out, and this just gives them the validity that, yeah, this is done. We're not ready for this. There's those who, okay, I can see our problem. I don't think we're at marriage yet, but this is, we can work on these things. And those that have problems, but you know what, this is worth keeping trying. And I love the idea of throwing a little bit of the world of tarot into it. Um, I guess it'd be kind of a fun breakup, maybe, for some people.
It would.
Well, I don't know.
I've never seen a fun breakup. I don't know where you've lived or what the hell happened to you, but
I mean, no, it's true in the respect that sometimes when you see a couple that's together, one person is far more interested in that relationship moving forward than the other person, and sometimes they do just kind of, that's and that's the other thing too, especially if I'm doing like an event. And, typically you're reading single people, and every once in a while a couple will be like, hey, can you read our cards? And that's always like, hey, are you guys going to be okay? Are you going to take your fight out to the parking lot? Like, everyone calm down.
yeah.
Or do I have to go grab the hose?
But, sometimes, you know, every relationship has its stuff. Sometimes people are hiding things from each other. Sometimes, something happens and somebody hides something, and then they kind of forget about it, or they evolve past it and they forget, like, oh, gee, that actually would have hurt somebody's feelings. I mean,
Hmm.
everybody's on their individual journey, and the complicated part about being part of a couple is that the closer you are to that person is your therapist. Whether they're a licensed therapist or not, they're the first person who sees when something's on your mind. They're the first person to give you advice. They're the first person to, lift you up or cut you down or whatever it is. Um, and there's such a personal involvement that sometimes it does take a third party, and it doesn't have to be a tarot reader or a therapist. It can be the, bartender, it can be the, coffee person, it can be a friend that just kind of steps in and says, hey, here's what I'm seeing,
Yeah,
and that kind of helps things move forward or not.
right. So, well, Lynn, I again, I've appreciated this, and I'm looking forward to continuing this next month. We will be back here the third Thursday or third Wednesday of next month. I don't know why I continuously say Thursday.
Because my show's on Thursday.
Yeah, I guess so. But
Alliteration.
and we would like to put an invitation to all of our friends at Things Network. If you guys want to come on, join us for this show, we'd love to get you guys involved. Look, Lynn's been pretty popular over there the couple times she's been there, so I know our friend Jan just loves you to death, so she really enjoyed sitting with us for a couple segments on the 22nd. So
And
uh,
there's not many people she likes.
yeah.
I really enjoyed the 22nd as well. I'm really happy to be part of that. That was such a beautiful event.
Yeah. So, well, we look forward to seeing you again next month. Thank you so very much, and thank you for all the questions. Please make sure that you join us again next month, and we can do this again. So, but thank you, Lynn. You have yourself a good evening.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you again. See everyone next month. Have a wonderful month and a wonderful spring. See you soon.
All right. Goodbye. And once again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Yeah, thank you. I want to thank everyone for joining us. And please remember that the QR code up in the corner is how you can help us bring the Come Together Compass to life. Look, I was talking to a therapist the other day who was excited about what we're trying to do with the compass, the direction that we were going in. The kids at Arizona State, they talked to another group of people who were telling them that we should concentrate on the status quo. And that upset me because the status quo was not working. And so the kids looked at me and they told me this with the fear that I would say, okay, well, that's what we'll do. Well, that's not what we're doing. We're going to continue to build, and we're going to build something that is going to change lives and it's going to help people. But we need your help to do it. So please scan the QR code, donate $5, donate $50, donate $10, whatever you can. And somebody is going to walk away with some gifts. We've got different books and a couple pillows and this fleece-lined, beautifully stitched. It's almost like an Afghan with fleece lining. Again, one of the softest blankets I've ever felt, but I only felt it a little bit because I didn't want to take it out and ruin it. You know, a lot of dogs and dog hair and didn't want to do that. So, but, and then one last thing, and I know I've been harping on this a lot lately, but I feel very, very strong about this. Again, call it a war, don't call it a war, call it whatever you want. But we've had kids who have died. We have had kids who have been injured. There are people getting hurt all over because of actions being taken. These men and women are away from their families right now. We need to support them and we need to support their families. To do this, Community Pay It Forward has come up with a new shirt. We're working with a program that when you buy the shirt, they give us a portion of the money. They send the shirt directly to you. You can get those shirts on our website by going directly to the website, which is communitypayitforward.us, and visiting /shopped direct. Okay, and you're going to see them right up top. They're just right up top. They're the Red Friday shirts. Brand new ones, just designed them myself. Once again, they say they do state right out loud. This isn't for political parties. This isn't for support of the war. This isn't for support of any religion. This is about honor, respect, and love for these 1% who have raised their hands and given an oath that could mean the end of their lives. And we need to support them. So please, please join us in celebrating and honoring our soldiers by wearing red this and every Friday. Every Friday, people across the country put on red for one reason: to honor the women and men who left the comfort of home so we can live freely. These shirts are not about politics. They are not about a war. They are not about religion. They are about gratitude. They are about respect. They are about remembering everyone deployed. When you purchase one, you help us launch the Come Together Compass, a program built to guide families and heroes to the support that they need. Wear your pride. Wear your gratitude. Support Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed. There are a couple different shades of red that you can get, that you can order through them. And we've also got hoodies on there. So I am looking at creating some hats because, well, one of us likes hats a lot. I really like hats. So please check it out. Go to Shop Direct, or you can go all the way to the footer of our website, communitypayitforward.us, and you can find us there. for Lynn, for our guests, Viva and Terry, thank you both very much for joining us. And for all of you who joined us and didn't send any message, come on, join the fun next month. It's going to be the third Wednesday of April. So come on in, join us, ask a question. It's fun, okay? We're just having fun. We're not, we're not allowing people to come in and conjure up demons or anything like that. We're having fun. We're amazing people because of some of the stuff she's saying. So come on in, have fun with us, and get your cards read next month, third Wednesday. So for my wife Adrienne, my name is Zach Clayton. I am the founder of Community Pay It Forward Community. I almost did it. The Come Together Compass and the pACT Podcasting Networks. I'd like to remind everyone to please love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. Remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one ever needs to go it alone when we all come together. We will see you next week when Aviva's show premieres right here on pACT Podcasting Networks. Every car that rolls into your shop is more than just repair. It's someone's lifeline. Now, what if every repair could also be a lifeline for someone in need? When you join Community Pay It Forward, a portion of each job can help a family, veteran, or nonprofit without costing your customer anything extra. With the Shop, Click, and Pick program, your shop keeps cars running. Let's keep communities running too. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together.